Ladies and gentlemen, President Rodrigo Roa Duterte. Good afternoon. May we now call on Secretary Delphine N. Lorenzana of the Department of National Defense to introduce our guest of honor.
Mga kasama, ang ating Pangulo, si President Rodrigo Roa Duterte.
Host in charge, kindly give the tikas pahinga. Secretary Delphine Lorenzana, Secretary Arthur Tabaquero, General Ricardo Visaya, Lieutenant General Eduardo Anyo, Major General Jet Villarmino, the officers and men and women of the Armed Forces of the Philippines, my fellow workers in government, my beloved countrymen. I am happy that I visit you today. I purposely flew in from Davao. I was late because yung aeroplanong sakyan namin medyo sira at naghintay pa ako ng mahiram ng iba. So I arrived late, but just the same, I said I'm happy to share this moment with you, to meet you personally, and your officers, para sabihin sa inyo na ang Republika ng Pilipinas, the machinery of government, nandyan sa tabi at likod mo. And I would like you to know, personally now, what I have done. Kasi nung pumunta ako ng AFP Medical Center, I was there for a visit, and yet it was not planned. And I'm happy that I thought of it actually, because I learned, pagdating doon, I was a bit, hindi naman galit, but hindi ako komportable to learn the many things that you would need to survive. So yung mga equipments, MRI, wala kayo. And any hospital, even the Sampaloc hospital, little hospitals that have it, it's critical for survival. And the Barrett, which I was about to use because it has something to do with blood vessels and circulation. Mas importante yung kasi you extract late if there is fighting going on for the day and you're not able to really carry the men out of the battlefront, that may sugat, medyo ano yan, the danger of gangrene is always there, loss of life, blood. So lahat ng kailangan ninyo, and even your hospital, yung lumang building ninyo, ay pati yung drainage bumabalik na. That, a hospital is a hospital. Ano yung mag-iikot na yung germs. So I decided to give you one new building. But I said, do not destroy the old building. Just have it a refit so that we can go on with the drainage and plumbing things there. Marami akong binigay. That night, I was happy because nandyan si Secretary, yung budget, si Ben Diokno. And every time that the commanding officer, yung hospital director would say, we did this, I would look at the direction of Ben Diokno and he would nod, yes. So all in all, the government of the Republic of the Philippines, the people, gave about 5 billion. And with that, I also have requested Secretary Lorenzana to make the arrangement because I'm giving up the presidential plane, reconvert it into a air ambulance, and I want it parked. May siguro dalawang Fokker pa dyan. Hayaan mo na yung next president maghanap ng aeroplano na kanya. To convert into mga mamadalian. So will have about so many planes for the Armed Forces of the Philippines. Total ako, komportable na ako sa PAL, pati itong Cebu Pacific. Matagal namang walang nahulog dyan, so okay na siguro yung mga airplano nila. I'm comfortable with just riding commercial flights. Sometimes I can use a jet plane, a small one, kung may panggasolina. I just pay the gasoline, air, pati yung operational cost. So yung lahat na makatulong sa inyo na. And I'm happy to note, after I was briefed that the situation is very good, it's also at par, medyo tabla-tabla yung ratings ninyo with the rest of the infantry divisions all over the country. We have suffered a slight dito sa Mindanao. Lalo na sa region ko, matindi pa rin sila. And that has been historical. Nagsusurvive kasi sila dyan. Alam mo bakit? Kasi yung extortion nila nandyan lahat. Banana mining. So they thrive there because they can get, they're already into extortion. I used to call them revolutionary tax. But napundi ako nitong, I said to siya, just your good faith. And I know that yung iba, hindi nila gusto that I said a ceasefire. Because my job as a president is not to look for fight and to allow people die. My job as a president is to seek peace with everybody so that we can move on to the next generation. Para yung generation after us, wala nang problema sa insurrection. And they can go anywhere throughout the country and develop the republic for their own, yung mga anak nila. Alam mo tayo, whether we like it or not, we will be here within the next almost forever. 100 years from now, hindi na itsura nito, but you will be here. Why? Kaya nga, because of our children. Whether it is really a girl or a boy, we are conscious na mga anak tayo, mayroon tayong maiwan pag wala na tayo sa mundong ito. And the same rule applies for the next, our sons and daughters. So our efforts now would be a continuation of our existence in this planet. And that is why, whether you believe it in God or not, you'd believe na you are here. That's why there is the peculiar thing called the soul. If it's not on a metaphysical form or a spiritual form, then it goes by the genealogy ng ating. Ikaw, yung anak mong lalaki, mag-anak yan, mag-anak, yung babae, mag-anak, even if it's a girl, maybe a change of name, but the genes are there forever. And that is why, for the non-believers, that is really what you would call the continuity of the race. Kaya nga tayo gusto ng peace. Mukhang ayaw nila, mukhang gusto. But still, I would insist that we talk with or without season, or with or without the Politburo. We can talk to, sasabi ko sa inyo, nasabi ko sa komunista, and I repeat, I've said it in Panacan when I visited the dead soldiers there, na hindi kayo makahawak ng isang barangay 24 oras. You cannot win an election. As a matter of fact, in Davao City, you had candidates winning from the left because nasa partido ko kayo. And we are lording it over for the last 23 years. But alam mo, they also contributed something to the peace of this country. Davao is exhibit A because I was able to, just try to usap lang tayo, hit hard against the drugs and the criminals. Nakapaghinga yung, if you have been to Davao City, look at it. Used to be a very troubled and maraming namatay doon, police pati. I was already around when martial law was there. and I was a prosecutor, fiscal ako. And we used to lose, I said, 1, 2, 3, minimum of 2 policemen or soldiers, pati mga colonels, a day. So sino mo, with that kind of background and horrific experience, I would just like to talk to everybody. I'm ready to talk to the MI, to the MN. I'll be flying to Hulo within the next few days. And if I can just see Miswari or Emisari, I would like the talks to begin because ang panel ko ready na. Then again, I said, we cannot, itong komunista, kung nakikinig kayo, we've been at war with this government for 45 years. Do you want to fight another 45 years? At napundi ako doon sa Panakan kasi mayroon matama, pati yung pumunta ako sa AFP Medical Center. Ang iba doon bulag na, yung iba doon tama. Walop talaga ng landmines. Sabi ko ngayon, and I'd like to repeat the statement. When it is to your favor, you want the Geneva Convention. When it is not, then you invoke on it. Mahuli kayo, then you file cases against the soldiers. And yet, yung mga truck na pabalik sa kampo, may mga civilian nakisakay, or the family of the soldiers, or the soldiers, binibira ninyo ng blood. God, the other night, if I hear again, mind you, kindly listen to me. Hindi ako nagyayabang, wala akong karapat-dapat magyabang. I am just giving you, I will not plead for it because I'm the president. I'll just state directly. We want peace. Lahat kayo, pamilya ninyo. But do not use that line, man. Pag may narinig ako ng isang putok, goodbye. At kayong peace partners, umuwi na kayo dito. Huwag ninyo waste your money there. Talk nonsense. Yan, hindi ako nag-warning. I am not giving you an ultimatum even. I'm just saying na kung puputok uli ang landmine which is prohibited by the Geneva Convention, I will forgo with the peace talks and forget about it. Kasi hindi naman lahat ng panahon always ang gobyerno pa kneeling down is impossible. And itong mga second issue is droga. It is destroying our country. So, when I was the mayor, I said I was the whipping boy, extrajudicial killing, ito si Duterte sa Davao, Verdugo. Fine. And I just ignored them. Just babahala na. Basta wala ang pakialam dyan. You know, when I won as president, pati ako natulala, never thought that it would reach that number. We are now 600 addicts, pushers, and users. Kaya yung mga NGO magsinabi, sakit yan medical. Medical. Sige. Sabi ko sa police, deliver ninyo 600,000 sa kanila. Medical magkaya yan. Paggamutin ninyo. Mas marunong po kayo. It is not a medical issue. It will cause a medical issue because of your crime. Selling and possessing. I repeat, take off na ako, sabi nung piloto, di rin pwede mag-take off, wala na. Wala na ako makalecture sa inyo. It has to stop. It will destroy our country. Mga anak natin, anak ninyo, wala dyan sa harap mo. The overseas workers, nagpakamatay doon, ang asawa dito, ang asawang babae doon, sa Qatar. Nagpapahirap na sila padala ng pera, tapos ang anak nila malulong o victim of the criminals. Ano na Cebu. So, let us, hindi to sa bayan na ito, I don't know about the other presidents. Just everybody, just follow the law, follow the rules, do not cause agony or disaster to your fellow men, wala tayong problema. Ako ho ay trabahante lang ninyo, swildado, and I will work. But you mess up around. Kayong mga mayaman, pay your taxes. I will be announcing formally, because I would like to have the list completed. Lahat kayong mga milyonary mayaman dito sa Pilipinas, pay your taxes, or I'll invite you for questioning. Hindi ko padalahan kita doon ng pulis. Sa tanongin ko, bakit di ka nagbabayad ng... ganun lang ang gusto ninyo. That's the way that you understand it. Payaman kayo ng payaman, milyonaryo, lahat ng Division Boulevard, puro online, pati yung mga barangay sa likod. How am I supposed to protect the young there? How do I collect the right taxes? You're cheating government, you're destroying the Filipino people. It won't happen during my watch. For the 6 years, kung maawa ang Diyos sa akin, paabutin ako. Huwag ninyong gawin yan sa akin. It must be the interest, first and last. Wala ng first and second. The first and only interest is government interest. Nothing else matters. Hindi na makatagal, I'd like to thank you for your warm welcome. I'm happy by your achievements here, and I hope it would continue. A little bit of sacrifice. Pero huwag kayong, I will be with you, beside you, sa likod mo. Protektado kayo sa panahon ko. Maraming salamat po.